Hi, my name is Eric and I'm with Primus Web. I am one of the founders of Primus Web, and we are a web development firm and we specialize in building and developing online stores, social media management, and AdWords campaign management. We also do websites that are not stores like blogs, things of that nature. Um, we also have a blog on our website. You can check it out right here, www.goprideweb.com. We also do web hosting, and we also have besides web hosting, we also provide domains, so you can also take a look at that. But welcome to our seminar here, and we're going to begin day one of 17. So what we're going to do for you is get you started, teach you the basics of AdWords, and again, if you look at the last video, it's really for three people. People who have no idea on how to start with AdWords, people who are at the intermediate level, and the advanced level, because we'll cover some things that if you're advanced, you could probably take advantage of. So we're going to get started today. We're just going to talk about understanding search theory, and then we're going to take a look at good examples of landing pages. And if you don't know what that is, we'll explain to you what it is in the course of this slide. So let's get started. Okay, so the psychology of search. What is the psychology of search? Okay, you have to put yourself in the role of the user. When somebody searches for something, you have to pretend like you're that person. And you probably use Google a lot, unless you're under a rock somewhere. You probably have at least used Google once a day, twice a day. So when you're searching for something, you have to think like the user. You have to think like how the user would search. So that's important. You must also understand how people use search engines. Most of the time when people are looking for search engines, they're posing questions and they're looking for answers. Okay, so a lot of the times they may not be looking for a product. They may not be looking to buy something, but you also have to think, a lot of the times when people are on search engines, they're looking for information, not necessarily to buy something. Okay, you should always align your marketing efforts with your searchers. And that pretty much covers bullet point number 2, like what we talked about. Understand them and align your marketing efforts with them. Okay? People use search engines to find information. And again, and I'll express this again, and you'll see this show up throughout the course of our working together, is not everybody that's on a search engine is looking to become your customer. Okay? They're looking for information. How they enter in specific keywords would give you an idea of whether or not they're ready to buy. And we'll talk about all that in the course of our 17-day coursework. Turning your concepts into keywords. Okay? So you have to think of your keywords as individual thought processes. So if you're going to use like a one-word keyword, like if you sell bicycle gear, and you have something that's like a one-word keyword, well, that's not much of a thought process. You have to think of how somebody would search for that specific product. Okay, so having like a long end keyword versus just one keyword is critical to your AdWords success. Okay, understand why people click on ads. That's just as important as search engines are used to answer a question. Understand why people click on ads. Okay, they're there. They click on an ad because they think. Obviously, if they're clicking on an ad, uh, they know it's a sponsored ad, and they're more than like they're either shopping or they're looking to buy. So if you understand why they click on the ads, you'll have the better success. And again, align your marketing with the searcher's request. Okay, so when you think of this, understanding why people click on ads, what drew them to the ad? More than likely they saw the keyword, something that triggered something in them to click on, compel them to click on your ad because of the way it was said, the way the keywords were structured. Okay, so you were thinking along the lines of the customer. So always understand when you create an ad, understand the ad from the user's perspective. Okay, so when you're understanding search results, You know, people have expectations when they search on Google. Okay, so when somebody is searching on Google, they're looking for information. And you have to be that person that must be relevant to that query if they click on a sponsored ad, like the ads you create. You know, you should always aim, and you should always, besides aiming for qualified traffic all the time, your ad, it has to be relevant to the search result. So again, if somebody is searching for, let's say, a cane, or specifically your brand, let's say you sell the hurricane, you know, your ad must be relevant to that search result. If it's not, and let's say you offer something else, like the Gold Eagle cane, you know, they're more than likely not going to click on the ad. And if they do, you know, it's not going to be qualified traffic because they weren't looking for that. So make sure your ad is always relevant to the search result. And again, we'll talk about that. This is only day one. Ultimately, those are the clicks that are more likely to convert into customers. So what is the purpose of ad copy? The purpose of ad copy is to answer questions, is to answer the question of the searcher. Okay, the purpose of ad copy is also to meet expectations. Another thing you have to realize is when somebody is entering a search query, and they have intent to buy or to shop. Okay, your ad has to answer the question they're looking for. If they're looking for, let's say, kefir milk, and you offer and you don't offer that product, they're more than likely going to hit the dreaded back button, which is the worst thing that can happen if you're an advertiser, especially when you're using AdWords. So make sure that when you're creating ads, and again, we'll get to this. This is only day one, that you're answering the question of the searcher. Okay, your ad is to meet those expectations. There's a lot you have to say and a lot you want to say. We're expressive beings. So when you look at AdWords format, it's 130 characters. So we're going to teach you how to create ads that are within those 130 characters that are just as compelling, that are compelling and persuade people with the little space that we have. You know, the purpose of your ad copy as well, besides all these things, is it has to be eye-catching. You know, if you're posing a question, let's say in your ad, like looking for, and then question mark, you know, or looking for whatever product is and then question mark. You know, people will say, hey, yeah, I'm looking for that. So let me click on it. Let's see what they have to offer. So a lot of the ads you create, all the ads you create, not a lot of them, all the ads you create must be eye-catching. And we'll go over that as well as during the course, not today. Okay, so we're going to talk about landing pages. Landing pages lead to new customers. Okay, so your landing page. When people click on the ad, where do they end up? Okay, a landing page is seldomly a home page. Okay, unless your home page is a landing page. Okay, and most websites that I know of today, their home page isn't set up like a landing page. The home page is just that, the home page, because a lot of people who use AdWords, they offer more products and services than just one thing. You know, so your landing page is seldomly a home page. Okay, so your landing page must be relevant to the search query. So if somebody hits in a search query like bicycle gear, and they end up on a page that's not bicycle gear, but let's say bicycle helmets, you know, obviously you didn't do your job. So the landing page must be relevant to a search query. Okay, landing pages ultimately decide conversions. How well you set up a landing page, or how relevant a landing page is to a search query, is going to ultimately decide whether people convert or not. Obviously, you can have the best landing page in the world, and it doesn't mean you'll necessarily convert. People won't convert, you know, sometimes, but it doesn't. But if you do your best to have the best landing page and make sure, for one, that people land on the appropriate page relevant to the search query, you should be fine. Okay, so remember, a landing page, if you're new to this, a landing page is what people see after they click on your ad. And we'll talk about the best ways to optimize a landing page, and today we'll take a look and an example of good landing pages. So let's go to Google. Okay, so in this example, as you can see, I put in a search query for bicycle gear for sale. So when I click on this ad, I come here. Now this is an example of a good landing page, because when this person understood, okay, well, if somebody is putting in that search query, they're looking for, ta-da, bicycle gear, nothing else. As you can see with this website, they sell other things. They sell apparel, they sell components, they sell helmets, they sell computers, little things you put on the handlebars of the bike to show you how fast you're going, stuff like that. Lights, pumps, inflators, saddles, shoes, tires, they sell a lot. But they understood, and they set up their landing page where somebody was to search bicycle gear for sale, or bicycle gear, that they were more likely, the intent of that user is they were more likely looking for gear. So as you can see here, we're in their gear section. So this is a great example of a landing page that's relevant to the search query. Now let's say somebody hit in that same keyword and they set up their landing page to show, let's say, saddles. Most people would look at this